It's Tina Yagani, and it's another episode of Spilling the Tea. And of course, we're not really spilling tea, we're spilling the liquor. We got some espresso martinis in the house. Shouts out to Imani on the bartend tip. And I'm joined by my boo Keon too.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know where they can follow you or where they can't follow you. Because your IG is hacked. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Keon, and I would give my Instagram, but unfortunately it's hacked. Or you can still look at me. It's Keon Martin. You'll at least be able to see my face if you want to see more of me. That's me. You can find me in Baltimore if you're ever trying to search and look.
And he's an Aquarius. Shout out to my Aquarius.
Shout out to Valentine's baby to be exact.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh, spicy. Okay. And then of course the beautiful Imani.
Hey y'all, I'm back by popular demand. So I'm Imani. My Instagram is Getmani, GETMANII, 3 I's at the end. Yeah. I'm not telling you where I'm located because don't look for me. But I'm here to spill the tea with my girl Tina. I'm here for some good conversation. So.
And I gotta shout out these drinks, seriously. You did your thing.
Thank you. I love an espresso martini.
I'm a little drunk already. I had like 2 sips.
Yeah.
But, I love an espresso martini. And people are like, how do you drink that shit? And mind you, I drink tequila straight too with a lime. But I love a good espresso martini. I love some coffee and I love a little vodka or tequila in it.
It's the best combo.
Yes. So we got to get into some music. Like Drake dropped the video for Nokia. Him and Party Next Door dropped the album. Have you guys gotten a chance to listen to their album or the Nokia song? How do you feel about it?
I tried to listen to the album. I like Nokia. The album, don't shoot me, but I really just couldn't get into it. But I like Nokia. That's a jam. That's my jam.
I thought the album was, a couple songs. I thought they were kind of doable. I liked it.
Doable.
I
Like maybe like 3-4 songs.
Yeah.
I think literally 3 or 4. I definitely repeated.
I love On Repeat is On the Way. I love that song. Like, that's my shit. I love that. But I gotta say, I couldn't listen to the whole thing from front to back. Like, that's, I love Nokia. It's a very commercial hit.
Yeah.
That's what Drake's good for, right?
Yeah. Ooh. They said he was shading Kendrick in the video. What do you guys think?
I didn't really
They were saying, like, from his Super Bowl performance, and then the hook sounds very, like, Kendrick-y.
It does
I
sound
could
like
see
Kendrick.
it. If what they're saying is true, I could see it. I definitely think that it resembled the performance a lot. And it sounds like Kendrick in the song.
It does sound
if you
like
ask me, like, it definitely sounds like Kendrick in the song.
It does sound like Kendrick. But the whole, like, performance, I was like, okay, like, that's your, Drake, you got him. Like, okay.
I feel it's weird. Like, I think Drake is super talented, and I do like his music.
We love Drake.
But I feel like Kendrick Lamar is hip-hop. Yeah. I feel like he is real hip-hop. He is Compton. He is the culture. I still think it's weird that they had a rap beef, and Drake still hasn't made a diss song, but tried to sue. Like, I don't know. That it's like kind of bitch-ass vibes to me. Yeah. Don't shoot me. I know some of the Drake fans are going to come after me, but
whatever street cred he thought he had, because he only associates himself with people who have street cred.
He's from
he
the
doesn't
six.
have it himself. Let's be real. His friends have street cred. Drake doesn't have it.
I would walk through them if there is.
I'm from Baltimore. I don't know.
Apparently,
I don't think they're that scary.
The man's them out there don't play.
I was riding through the 6 with my whoa.
and then they probably sue and say, yeah, no, we're fine in the hood.
Like, I can't. Drake talking about I was riding through the 6 with my woes. You literally said that people speaking Ebonics was ignorant. Like, let's roll the cameras back when he said that in like 2006, 2007.
Did you see like his latest performance? He had like the bulletproof vest, and he was like getting shot.
I forgot what video.
Like, Drake gives me he is a Scorpio, and I do feel like Scorpios always play the victim.
He's a poser.
I just feel like that. Like, they just play the victim. They cause the mess.
And then they run and hide. Oh my God.
They want to sting you, and then when you come back to them, they're like, oh no, I'm the victim.
He thought he was like invincible. He was poking everybody. Don't nobody in the industry fuck with you. Like, you make good music, but at the end of the day, like, you're not a good person. Clearly, nobody fucks with you. So keep making the hits and focus on what you need to focus on, because we're going to listen. Definitely. As long as you don't fuck with no kids, you ain't raping no women, you ain't a pedophile.
A minor.
I'ma still We haven't seen no proof, but that was a good jab.
But dude, wait, you think Drake really is messing? Like
he does some stuff. He's done some suspect shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we haven't had solid proof.
Yes,
we
I always thought
they've been saying
it
for years, just like R. Kelly. They were saying it for years, and nobody cared at that moment until.
So do you guys think? Because that's one thing with R. Kelly. People be like, "Well, the music is separate." I'm not dancing if "Step in the Name of Love" comes on. I'm not doing it.
Look, I've gone. When did R. Kelly get put in jail? 2018. I have gone since 2018 to not listen to an R. Kelly song, and I'm okay.
But no, it's so hard for me because there's some R. Kelly songs that are really relevant.
I believe I can fly.
Oh my goodness.
It's not. Even Chris Brown, I was like anti-Chris Brown for a while. I am going to his concert.
But Chris Brown, it wasn't right, but he was like a child. Him and Rihanna were very young.
I'm not. It's a tough line for me because he did do some dumb shit. He did a lot of shit, but
he was very young.
It's a little different.
And I'm not like if you know me, I'm very a girl's girl for women's rights. Right. I don't know, because like they were very young. Rihanna forgave him.
It's not
I don't
even
know.
just a Rihanna thing. He has a laundry list.
He's very cocky and very particular
aggressive
about females too.
I did see the video. It kind of was like him and Karrueche. It was a little too much.
A whole bunch of women. Yeah. And him not letting any brown skinned girls into the section. I'm just like, oh God. But you know, where I draw the line is when you abuse kids. When you're raping women, Trey Songz, when you're abusing and molesting kids, I draw the line there. So I can sign back my career, but
I like me some.
He's not my fave. But I went to his concert last summer and I was like, "Fuck,
it was good."
This man.
Do you feel like he would probably get more? I feel like he's respected, but he would be more like, because a lot of people compared him to Michael Jackson in a sense. But because of all the controversy, all that,
Michael had it too.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, he had a lot. It was just
personality too.
Yeah,
part because Drake.
The espresso martinis are hitting.
He was very arrogant for a while. Like he was the bad boy for a while. But Chris Brown has a great personality. Like I watched his interviews. Like he's very funny. Like that Funny Markle interview. Like that was hilarious. I was like Chris Brown.
I was watching him today on IG. A clip popped up with him and Wallow and Gilly. And he was my love.
I know that was hilarious.
It was so cute.
I watch him. I never really watched any of his interviews.
He doesn't do them that much because of the whole all the stuff he's been through. Yeah. But he did one with Funny Marco. You know, that was hilarious.
Yeah. So are you R. Kelly coming on? Are you listening to his music?
No.
You know another person, Fab. I was a huge Fabulous fan.
But you didn't have to stop listening to him. He done fell off his
right. You didn't have to.
Doesn't even.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like he kind of smudged his his legend too, like with everything. Like
he's a dope rapper.
He's one of the best.
And the fashion, like he could have been there with Nas and Jay-Z if he would have.
Yeah. Well, I think Emily helped. Another Aquarius.
Fashion.
Shouts out to her.
Why do you know this? Why do you know this?
Because I'm an Aquarius. I know everyone.
You know every Aquarius.
Rick Ross. Kevin Gates. Megan Thee Stallion. Carisha. You know. Who else is an Aquarius?
Kelly Rowland.
Yes. She is so dope. She is an Aquarius.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Rihanna's
a Pisces.
Her birthday was
She's on a ledge.
February 20th?
She's a Pisces.
Oh, okay.
But she is on kind of the edge.
I didn't know she was that close. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's, we run shit. We run the world. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
But speaking of run the world, our president, womp, womp, womp. If I can make it sound like that. So, last week there was like thousands and thousands of protesters that showed up to D.C. And, there were a lot of posts going on. A lot of black and brown people said they're sitting this out. But then there was also a huge protest for Gaza in D.C. too. Shout out to my brown people representing for Gaza. How do you guys feel about the whole protesting? A lot of people are saying it's a lot of white people now protesting against Donald Trump, with the federal shutdowns. And it's just like people are saying of color, we're sitting this one out. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I I feel them because we've been fighting this fight for a minute, and I feel like now that it's affecting the majority, they want to be up in a rise. Like, look, we did our job as a majority. We voted for who we wanted to vote for, and there's a lot of people who voted for Trump who's out there too hurting because their government workers or their assistance is getting taken away, or their teachers, the funding they never even really had before is getting taken away. So the 93% that voted, like, I get it. Like, I know it's not every single white person. I know there are people of color out there protesting too, but it's just like, look, we are exhausted. It is exhausting to be a black person. And it's not that I deal with crazy racism every single day, but just seeing this stuff on the news and just like, I get it. So I can understand why we're saying we're sitting this one out.
But do you feel sitting it out is actually doing anything?
Look,
I feel like
we weren't sitting it out during the Black Lives Matter. We were getting sprayed and arrested, but and all these white people have been protesting, and it's been so peaceful. I'm like, look, go ahead and do your job, because as soon as we walk up in there, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be aggressive, and it's gonna be, so let them fight their fight.
I do notice a difference. You saw a lot of white people out protesting. Nothing was happening to them.
Right.
And when the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, you see people getting arrested.
And it's looting.
When you see people protesting for Gaza, a lot of them are getting arrested, beating up.
So
we're living in a time where people are protesting right now against what's happening in Palestine, and they're deporting students who are here legally just because they have a different opinion.
I don't think it's bad that they're sitting out, and I don't think it's bad if people were to join. I just think that now at this point, a lot of black people, they're looking at it like, okay, well, like, what's next? Been there, done that. And
you've been protesting since segregation, Jim Crow. Like, my grandma was protesting. My grandma was in segregated school. She's still alive, and now she's seeing everything just happening again, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's like, are we in 2025?
Right. Yeah. Or are we in 1945?
But do we really ever feel like it really changed for minority people? Did it? Yes and no.
Yes,
like,
and no.
I would say
we've been tolerated a little bit more, but nothing's really changed as far as the government now.
Yeah, as far as that, no, but I do think that, like, black people from, once we started having access to things, I know a lot of very successful people who, have access to a lot of things that a lot of other people don't have access to, which maybe like 20 to 30 years ago, they wouldn't have had that access, which I do think that's cool to see, but like, I don't think that, like, they could not have access to those in the future. It's like, it could get stopped depending on what Trump is trying to do. Like, we could definitely be affected by it, and I don't think that we're willing to lose what we have at this point in time.
What we've gotten, like, it's one in maybe like 10 people that might have that success, but then you have like the majority where they have that generational wealth. They have homes that they've had since the 1800s that they're passing down. We had to start from scratch,
right?
And even after we were freed or what have you, even like the 60s, we still couldn't buy houses and do things and buy land. So like, we're really, when they say racism isn't a thing, systematic racism it's a thing, because we're 10 steps behind. So
but now there's black people in the penthouse. There's some black people in the penthouse.
But it's new money, not old money.
Yeah. But here's the thing, they're not trying to lose that penthouse neither.
Right.
They're like, this is going down to my kids' kids, or whatever. They owning things, and they're not willing to lose it. Or I know they're not going to want to.
And the successful people know you got to be 10 times better to even get where you are. So,
Do you feel, and I talk about this a lot sometimes amongst my friends as well too, you guys being black.
You good. Talk. Lauren, remember speaking to them.
Okay, you just edit that out.
We're editing shit out.
We are editing that out. Because you're
going to edit when we jump Frank.
Right. Feeling, I want to say, like, you guys are obviously of the black race, and no one ever knows
I'm not.
Really.
Don't assume.
But, people look at me and they know no idea what the fuck I am. So my father is a brown Muslim man. And just like some of the conversations I have with my black friends, like, you know, it's like the white people try to divide minority people. Like sometimes it's like the black people here, the Hispanic brown people here, the Middle Eastern brown people here. And it's like, I kind of feel like sometimes we have more in common than differences. You know, and it just, I mean, it's just crazy. It's like an attack. I feel like it's an attack on all minority people. We
have to see who the common denominator is, which isn't us.
Yeah.
So, but to me, and a lot of like other black people, I know it's set up. You know, you're this race, but it's like real black and white to us. You know, like you know the white people have a lot of perspectives, and then when you talk to a lot of other people of color or whatever, they have it's very relative. You know, like it. Not even that it's necessarily a battle, because I enjoy all races. I like hanging out with white people. I have white friends. I have a lot, but like when it comes to the battle, like it's definitely like white people versus all of the people of color. Yeah. And but they try to make it seem like it's this. You know what I'm saying?
But they're all coming against us essentially. But I feel like we were talking about this earlier, like us as black people, we're literally at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. So when it comes to like Hispanic people or Asian people, like they literally look at us like scum of the earth. The black people are, even Africans, some of them, like African Americans are the bottom. Yeah. So definitely. Like there can be white passing Latinas, and they have those same ideologies where the MAGA ideologies, and they voted for them, like they want to,
or Amber Rose.
Their proximity to whiteness is what they want. So, so that's how I feel. I feel like we are literally like at the bottom with all the other races, and then we have white supremacy up there. Like, yep. Yeah. It just sucks because we do have a lot in common, and I feel like if people like took that out of their head and trying to make us seem like the stereotypes of black people are this, black people like this, and we could really come together. Definitely. And even in other communities, like Hispanic communities, the Muslim community, they are together. They are. Yeah. But we are so divided. Yeah. It's so hard for us to overcome all that systematic racism, for us to build a community and to thrive. And like with the segregation they're talking about, we know what happened when we had our own, Black Wall Street. They burned it down. They burned, they don't want us to thrive. But I feel like we really just have to like stick together and find a common ground. Eventually. Yeah.
But if you know kind of the history, you know that white people purposely put other minority people against each other.
Yeah, they gave money to like Asians that came over so they can have business.
And I gotta talk to my brown people real quick. Like sometimes, and listen, I know like I am white passing sometimes. I have a white mother. But I had a different experience because my father was deported. I come from a brown Muslim immigrant. I just always felt that attachment to that, because some people on my white side made me feel like I was less than because I wasn't all, what they were. Like my grandfather disowned me as his granddaughter. I wasn't his granddaughter because my father was a brown Muslim immigrant. And even some of the struggles me and my mother have had where I felt like she tried to whitewash me growing up. And we're going to therapy now trying to work that shit out. Shout out to my therapist. But she did a lot even unconsciously. I do have an issue with some of my brown people that try to be white passing, that try to say, that still have like their racism against black people. Where, for me, like I grew up in Baltimore, so I grew up around mostly black people. And I felt like the black community always kind of embraced me and kind of was like, okay, like they may give you a hard time, we accept you. And, it's just what I grew up in. Most of my friends are black. But I'm also friends with white people, Hispanic people, Asian people. But it's just like some brown people, because they're passable, or they still look down on black people, which I'll never understand. It's like at the end of the day, the white man looks at us all the same. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
You don't get one up trying to be like the white man. Yeah, you're not the same.
And I can completely agree with what you're saying. I grew up in Aberdeen, where it's in Hartford County. It's a predominantly white area, and there's a lot of mixed people, and honestly, there's a lot of fully black people who even still like they they wanna present themselves as if they're white. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the comments that they make and stuff like that. And like sometimes I'm just like that throws me off. I don't understand why.
It's kind of what I always say. It's like self-hatred.
It's self-hatred.
Yeah.
I use Amber Rose back as an example to me. Yes, you may be a biracial woman, but let's be honest. Like, your dad's Italian. Italian people really aren't white. They're really not. They're not. But it's like, you should always feel your minority side. Like, I don't know, that's the side that the genes are stronger, I feel like.
Or at least feel your culture.
Feel your culture. And I can say being two different things, like, sometimes it was confusing, but it's
you
like...
don't go against one...
Right.
So you can be superior against the other.
Yeah. But it's just like, at the end of the day, like, I can sit here, I can pretend I'm all, like my mother, white, blonde hair, all that. Mm-hmm. When I see like what's happening in Gaza, it does something to me, because I know, like, even though my family's from Iran, it's like watching Middle Eastern people and they're being bombed just because they're brown Muslim people and the world is silent. Yeah. It does something to me. And it's just like watching, and I think with a lot of other Middle Eastern people watching it, the same as you guys seeing police brutality, it does something to you.
Like, we have more in common than we think.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally like the same thing.
Or watching the Latinos right now, that it's like they're getting
deported.
Yeah.
Like, what's not clicking, Steven?
Seeing that from my perspective, like, it hits me as if it's one of my own kind. Like, I don't like to see none of that. Like, that I don't appreciate none of that. Like, my heart goes out as if, it's a black person getting deported or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel for those
it's
people.
No one's country. At the end of the day, we're all immigrants.
It's a land that was stolen. It's a land that was stolen.
We're all immigrants, and we were forced here
from brown people that enslaved black people, and then send bombs over to the brown people now. Like, it's the brown and the black people still suffering in 2025, and the white people that built the country. You don't belong here in the land I stole.
Right.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
And overall, as black people, we are so, like, we embrace everybody to a fault sometimes, because we will help anybody. Like, and that's something, like I said, it's a fault. Sometimes we do need to be selfish, and like we're not doing the protest, but it's like, we will help anybody. We stand for anybody. Like, we see something going on in the street, someone's getting harassed, we're going to stand up for them. And I've seen it, like, growing up, like with my grandmother. She grew up segregated in Alabama. But at the end of the day, she taught me to love everybody. She never taught me racism. White people are bad because they stick dogs on me and hoses when I was a kid. She never told me that. So even like Martin Luther King, peace. Like, that's.
And then they assassinated him.
Right. But
they killed Malcolm too. But
my man Malcolm.
He was
trying to keep us segregated.
He was heavily also involved with like a lot with Palestine. Like, he kind of said, like, their struggle is also our struggle. That's why I said there's more common denominators between us, and the white people like sit back and laugh and watch.
They want us to be like that because they will be scared. They get scared when we have too much power. So they want us to be against each other. Yeah. We don't give them. We say they're not that smart, but for some reason, for them to put all this together, it has to be some kind of.
Most minority people, it's like sometimes they're operating from trauma and like, what do you call it when you trauma and like just like survival mode? That's the word I was looking for. Survival mode. Just because of the shit that you've been through as a kid, and just. Like, it just, sometimes you operate from that.
You don't want to be on that side again, being the minority, getting picked on as a kid. So I want to get as close as I can to whiteness so that I don't have to deal with that ever again, or have my child. I'm not even going to teach my child my native language because I don't want them to have to get picked on or deal with that. That's what happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's like, crazy.
Is America not known for us being a melting pot and have all these different cultures? And
because a lot of white people don't know their culture. I talk to my
culture.
Listen, I talk
white culture. Like, what is that?
I asked my mother.
Everybody else.
I asked. So my mother, she's like, my mother's white. She's Irish, Czechoslovakian, and
Irish
Scottish.
People, there are people.
Irish people are cool. Irish people, if you know anything, Irish people were the white people's slave in the history. They were the slave of the white people. But like I ask her about, and she can't tell me anything. Where my other side, Persian culture is so rich in culture, traditions, everything. Like they know I'm like first generation on there. They know where they come from, and it's just like I think it's a disconnect.
And
with
it goes,
a lot of white
it goes
people.
so far back too.
Yeah,
like what is America like? We have American culture, but like other countries like laugh at that. Like what is it? Hot dogs and apple pie.
My father's side
and McDonald's.
My father's side be like these hillbillies.
And then when, like the Black Brits try to say African Americans don't have culture. Man, we have culture. Look at K-pop. Look at y'all over there. Yeah. We are the blueprint. Yeah. Now, white Americans, their culture is taken from. They'll take Native American culture. They'll take Asian culture. They'll take our culture. Tex-Mex. Like, what the fuck is Tex-Mex?
Speaking of culture, so TikTok, which is huge in our culture, got, they gave it another 75 days for the ban. Do we really think TikTok is getting banned?
They're playing with us.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why.
I don't think it's
they're
going
playing.
anywhere. What do you think?
They're playing a game. They're fucking with us.
I feel like they're trying to censor us. And that's what I don't like. This whole America's the home of the free and the brave. It's really not.
Not these past few months.
No, not with this president.
No.
Like, it's all about censorship. So I think TikTok, they want to ban it because it has a lot. They can't control the algorithm. Instagram is heavily censored
Before
now.
you even comment something, they be like, even on my story, before you post that, you sure you want to post that? Because you said bitch. Yeah, I'm like,
I said I'm that bitch. I said I'm that bitch.
I'd be like, this bitch Tina. They be like, you sure you want to post that? Fuck yeah, I want to post that.
Right. Right. And they did, where's Sean King's whole page? They did away with it. Like, and I think like the TikTok ban has a lot to do with what was happening in Gaza too.
They censored Amanda Seals.
Censored it. They didn't want Amanda Seals too. Yeah, she's off of there. Like it's crazy because we're supposed to have freedom of speech, but literally we are deporting students who are here legally right now because they're speaking up about what's happening in Palestine. It's just crazy. Like, this is America. We're supposed to say what we want. Wasn't that Donald Trump's whole thing? Like,
because he was mad because he got his Twitter deleted, and then Twitter's even worse with the censoring. You say anything bad about Elon, he's kicking your ass out. I don't even use X anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Twitter is a toxic place to be.
That's weird.
why is Twitter so toxic?
You said, why is it so toxic?
Well, it's been toxic, but since Elon took it over, he wants to control everything.
Yeah.
Do you think he has autism? I feel like something's wrong with him.
He has something because what? That man
he looks
psychotic.
like an alien or something. How is he in our government and looking at people's...
Why is he all up in our shit? Why you all in my grill? Like who are you? Why would this man have any like authority? Like, what is his background for him to come?
It's like, what year are we in?
He's not even American.
And like, do we know?
Right.
Are we all aware that his family are the originators of the apartheid in South Africa? Do we know that?
Let's talk about that.
Let's see. Like, do we see?
Do you know that Tesla gets a lot of its minerals from Congo, which is another genocide going on right now? Yeah. Like, this is crazy. They're all connected.
He has demon in his blood.
Yeah.
But this is why I say, like, bring it back to brown and black. Why, like, we have more in common. Like, if you realize, okay, Israel, the IDF trains the American police. People don't know that. The IDF in Israel trains the police. It's the same kind of police brutality over there. Then Congo, Sudan, Palestine, everything's connected. It's the same America, Europe, and, just all connected into that. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Because, like, Africa is obviously not a land of white people. Why are white people in the Middle East?
Why do they all speak French and Dutch? Like,
right. It's crazy, But I do think people were like making fun of TikTok and like, oh, it's gonna get banned. You guys need to get a life. But it's a powerful advertisement source for people in business. Yeah. And then it's also powerful for political. Like, this is the first time we've been seeing what's happening in real life in the world. Could you imagine if we had social media in slavery? If we had it when America took over America? If we had it in Iraq, like back then? They want to
do... Because everything is broadcast now. Like, with the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
We're seeing all the police brutality. But it was still happening. You think it wasn't happening? It's just being seen on camera. And we think that we're just seeing a rise in it? No. What do you think was happening? When
it's there. It's been like that.
I hope TikTok does not go. Like, kind of what you mentioned, just first of all, how broad it is. Like, Instagram, people might get on like Facebook and even Twitter, if you will, but it's very Americanized.
Yes, I see people all across the world on TikTok.
You get on TikTok, man, you see stuff. I'll be up an hour watching somebody in China in an alley with a million people showing something in the back just because I'm looking like, what?
Oh, when they be doing the advertisements when they're all on the street? I'm like, what is this?
It's cool to even have access to all those things.
To see how it is.
Go to another country, like, you can find all the local things that's going on in another country.
Before
there.
you go.
That's cool. Yeah.
Like, I learned that, well, I knew European food sucked, but the whole debate with the toast and beans and the Vegemite or whatever, I'm like, damn, seeing people try the food, like, it's cool.
Yeah.
We didn't have access to that on, like, MySpace and Facebook. It was just our friends.
Not MySpace.
I'm
dating. I'm
aging myself. This
Okay.
is a show for the
Millennials are in the motherfucking building. So let's talk about, why is everybody so obsessed with millennials? Let's put that out.
Let me drink to that again.
Let's take a sip to that. We all millennials.
That's the wrong question. The better question is, why not?
It makes sense, right? It makes sense. We're the blueprint.
Yeah. I feel like you keep seeing Gen Z. What's the one?
Gen X.
Our
parents.
Boomers. They always throw shade at us. I feel like we set the trends. We ran so y'all could walk.
We set the trends. Hey. What's that Migos song? We set the trends.
I feel like I was watching on TikTok. It was like the younger generation. And they were talking about, they were like, okay, no shade, but millennials do have the best aesthetics. They do. I mean, we wore heels in the clubs. You guys wear sneakers.
But if you notice, too, all of, like, the current, like, I don't even, we can go down.
Y2K is coming back.
But, like, if you go down to, like, 15-year-old, the current 15-year-olds, if you even, let's say they have social media or something, and you go look, like, their parents may post pictures of them or something, they look like they want to be 30. You know what I'm saying?
They all look old.
They're putting the same
Why do the kids look so old?
But why are the millennials like aging backwards? Because I feel like the 30 and 40-year-old millennials look young.
The 20-year-olds look old as hell. And I know some people age like avocados, but that has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But they like have the bust downs, the lashes, like the nails. Like when I was in high school, like I did my one sweep eyeshadow on, mascara. I wore my gauchos and my flats and my baby fat book bag, and I looked like a kid. But right, and
I did have everything, baby. Shouts out to Kamora Lee.
These kids are going to school, so it's either dressed to the nines, looking crazy, or they're dressed in school because after COVID, they look up fucking terrible. They wear bonnets, they wear pajamas. Yeah. I see a lot of kids in my job recruiting and going to high schools. So it was either or. Yeah. But they have the crazy lashes, they have the weaves, like down here, the different color weaves, the lace. I'm like,
but even their like if you notice, like designer and stuff, like when we were younger, even if like you
Marc Jacobs, like they be wearing everything.
Man, I know kids.
I thought I was doing something big with Steve Madden. I had like the Steve Madden.
Betsy Johnson,
like,
Juicy Couture,
Rockaware.
Right. Now these kids is coming up. Rick Owens,
Balenciaga, Rick Owens,
yes,
right.
GGG. Even if I have friends that had houses, parents driving Benzes and all that stuff. They had a Steve Madden.
I had regular ass
shit. They got a Michael Kors.
Coach.
When they got that
we had Coach and Michael Kors.
I got a Michael Kors like for Christmas or something, like my senior year. I got a Coach bag like here and there. But like these kids have it all. Like the consumerism has changed too with us too. We're seeing everything online, so they all want to buy it. They all have to have it.
But
these kids
got it now, they
throwing tantrums so they can see what they see on the internet. We didn't have that growing up.
People were like, if you're from Baltimore, people were going to like the flea market and wearing the knockoff shit when I was in high school.
Patapsco.
The necklace said Epiphany.
Epiphany.
Have you seen them sew the baby fat or the Gucci didn't match up?
Oh
the Gucci,
Patapsco, I swear.
Oh my God.
Wait, I remember Foreman Mills. I started to get my baby fat.
Y'all remember the name belts?
Yeah. I
just kiss me.
I just got back from from the Millennium concert, and I had my Von Dutch shirt on.
Yeah, but that's like making a comeback.
Our
I was
aesthetic.
gonna wear a Von Dutch hat today.
Yeah.
I like a little Von Dutch.
I like the hat you have, the Bass.
We're the blueprint. The Y2K aesthetic is like the girls are dressing how I wanted to dress when I was like in 3rd grade. But then I got too fat, so now I can't wear that stuff. Like the lowrider jeans. With stuff. I can't wear that. But I wanted to. Now it's coming back.
I feel like we look the fuck good as millennials. Let's talk.
We were
ran
dressed.
a drink.
We were in the club, business casual with our blazers.
I had a blazer. I had it. I was at the park when the park was a real club. When it was like all the levels. Like shit.
They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know. Like I was in DC when DC was popping.
Oh my goodness.
Fur, Zanzibar, Love, Ibiza, H2O.
You can go to DC any night and it would be.
Period. We had a plethora of options. Now all we got is like DuPont Circle. It's all kids. I'm like, where do the grown folks go?
Even Baltimore used to be more popping. Like Eden's Lounge, Club One, Hammerjacks, Bourbon Street. Like,
and, I mean,
there's
Paradox.
No
we can never forget about the Paradox.
If you
I'm not from Baltimore. I don't know.
Paradox was the motherfucking shit.
Wait. So they live in Baltimore. They know all the spots in Baltimore. But give us some in the comments. Can y'all please give us some 30 and up places to go in DC, like some grown and sexy? Because I did not want to go in DuPont Circle with them kids. I went there.
Because
they were charging like $70 to get in the club with no sex, and they always want a sex.
And don't come for me. I'm sorry. I think Baltimore plays better music than DC. I'm sorry.
No.
I do.
No.
I don't
disagree.
I need my trap shit. Like,
no, that's all they do. I like a mix.
I love some trap shit.
A good mix.
Back in the day, they really were. But every time I go to U Street, all I hear is like some shit I don't even know. They always play Shy Glizzy.
That's how I feel in Baltimore. All they play is rap shit. I'm like, who is this?
A lot of
young Rob.
That's Tina likes.
Like,
that heavy trap.
I don't know.
I'm a thug.
I don't know. But New York City plays the best music.
Nowhere like New York. Yeah. When we went to your birthday and we were in New York, we had a fucking time.
I don't remember.
We had a time. We had to carry her ass out the club. We had a motherfucking time.
Are you familiar with like boroughs? Because I'm sorry, Queens, their music.
My best friend lives in Queens.
There's a lot of cute like places. We need to do a New York trip and come live from New York. I love me in New York. From New York. Like if you know me, my type is like a up north New York, Philly,
How did we get on this
man.
topic, Tina? Let's talk about your type. Tina is single, y'all.
Yeah, so if you're looking,
she's gonna tell you what she's looking for.
So I like you to look like you sold drugs, but you're really not selling drugs. You're legit. You own a business.
This is our problem.
I know. He's an Aquarius too.
Yeah, I like to go ahead. No.
I need a little.
Same type. That's what I'm
I need a little rough around the edges, but I want you to be legit now. I'm not trying to do like no trap star or something at this big age. But I do like
a reformed drug dealer.
A reformed drug dealer. No, I mean just like an entrepreneur, like a guy who
a ghost.
Yeah. Little tattoos, you know. Yeah, I love Italian men. I love Puerto Rican, Dominican, my Middle Eastern men.
Angie. Tasha, the love of my life just died.
But you know what? Honestly, for me, like I say that, but also as an Aquarius, a big thing for me is your mind, because you can be sexy as fuck. And if I can't have an intelligent conversation with you, we can't have fun. Yeah. I will look at a guy and the girls will be like, "Oh, he's so fine." I'll be like, "Yeah, but he's nothing.
There's nothing in there
at all." Yeah. Ooh,
someone's home.
That'll kill it for an Aquarius, an idiot.
I get bored quickly too. Well, you get bored?
What? Yeah, I can. Yeah, and when I'm bored, I'm very bored, and you'll know I'm very.
I get annoyed. Bored. That's my problem. I get annoyed with the smallest thing. Like, why are you chewing like that? Why are you
snoring?
I'm blocking you. Why are you? I was gonna say something that was gonna be. I'm telling myself, but why are you doing that? I don't like that. And then I was just like, I'm never talking to him again.
Yeah. So speaking of that, me and Imani have this thing we've been talking about. We're bringing Keon on it, so we're trying to live a Delulu summer. And for the
Delulu summer, Frank put the words
Delulu summer. You know, because we feel like women who live a Delulu life and love seem to be having more fun. Do we think that? Like, what do we think a Delulu?
I think people who are Delulu in general, people that don't think into things like we're having these deep conversations. There are people that don't even like think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I want to be that person. Like, I always want to not think about anything, you know, just do it. Or like think into like a man being stupid and saying something like misogynistic or, you know, because I'll be like, yeah, I'm not talking to you again. But some girls be like, yeah, okay, let's go on a date. I wanna be that girl because that's how you get flued out. That's how you get, you know. So let us know how to be Delulu because I'm struggling. Even ChatGPT tried to help me, but I couldn't.
You asked ChatGPT?
I asked ChatGPT. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
What is ChatGPT? Ask ChatGPT. What ChatGPT?
She's drunk.
Sorry, the espresso martinis are hitting.
I did my job.
I feel like I'm 50-50 Delulu. So I think that like, no, Delulu, you just cover up all the things.
The red flags.
Yeah. No, you don't cover it up. You just
run to
ignore
the
it.
red flags. You're like,
I can't.
Let me pour some gasoline on this shit.
I can't. I get annoyed. Like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Or no, you're just here for a good time and not a long
I
time.
know.
So you
How
just
do I
go
do
get
that?
the good time, and then like, you know, like after the good time,
I get pissed off.
you
Like,
can't
shut
be
the fuck
so.
up.
Oh yeah.
For
Look
me,
at teach us.
it's hard because it's like I see through shit.
Yeah.
I'm an
Yeah.
Aquarius.
I know you're doing bullshit. Stop
Well,
trying to fake.
stop looking. Like, put
But
your
no.
sunglasses.
And then I have a little bit of masculine
Trying
energy.
to call it out all the time.
And then it's like guys run game on me, and it's like, honey, I can run circles around.
But it's
Yeah.
like, my thing is, like, you don't have
But
to
that's
run
when you
game.
start running circles around them.
But it's like I get so because you know I'm an Aquarius. I
We're
feel
gonna
like
have a group chat.
because I can have a group chat.
I'll be
but
like,
the Lulu
Keon,
summer,
what should I say back to this man? Because
I
I'm about to
feel
cuss
like
him
it's
out.
like they do shit, and you be like, okay, prime example. I was fucking with this little young thing, right? And like,
how old was he?
I'm not putting that on there. He was in a different generation, the generation under the millennial. You know, I knew what it was. Like, I wasn't expecting anything from it. It was just like supposed to be fun and a toy, and like, you know, Stella's getting her groove back after her last relationship that was a dud. You know, so like I texted him, I was out, like, what are you doing? And he didn't respond. So like other girls would probably call and do all that. I'm like, man, fuck you. Like, this motherfucker messaged me, that was on Saturday, on Tuesday, talking about, oh, I was fucked up.
And I would not have responded.
But that's me. I'm like, okay, go to hell. I'm
Yeah,
never gonna
whatever.
talk to you again.
So
but
you
what
have-
would a Delulu girl
Okay,
do?
so that means you have like a little bit of Delulu, because that's part of it. You gotta learn like when they respond, just whatever. But the Delulu part is really like, if you want to have a real Delulu summer, you gotta like, when that one doesn't text back, there should be someone even like texting. You don't even text them. Be like, okay, well, let me respond back to this one. Is he not responding back? That's how you have a Delulu summer. Well, that's
But,
how
like,
I have a Delulu.
What would the response
You
be
have
like?
Delulu?
My thought about Delulu would be like, oh, it's okay, hon. What are you doing right now? Like, that's how I think I do.
But see me, I'm
is that
like,
not right?
this motherfucker think I'm dumb. Like,
But
fuck
no,
you.
yeah, it's yes and no. You just have to pick, and you just, well, being crazy is never, you
Yeah.
can't be crazy when you're
I don't be
being
crazy. I just will not give you the
just-
energy.
Yeah, I'm not
respond
even crazy.
You just respond when you want, like when you don't feel, you know how you were
Unless
like,
I'm
I'm
on
not
tequila,
responding to
then
that.
I might be crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you had that, I'm not you ride that, I'm not responding to it, and then maybe like, you know, let's say you responded back on a Monday, maybe that Thursday or the next Thursday, you know, you might text and be like, hey, I've been busy. What were you doing? What are you up to? What's going on?
How you
know?
been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he may respond.
We need,
and-
because this is a man. We need, and he's apparently a walking red flag. So we need
Yeah.
to.
Ooh, no, I'm not. Don't listen to what they're saying.
What?
That's what I heard.
What do you think your red flag is?
My red flag is that I get annoyed very easily.
That's your red flag?
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
What's
how
get
do
your-
you
irritated.
respond?
wait, what's your red flag?
I don't have patience.
I don't have any red flags.
The lies!
I think my problem of what someone could possibly be intimidated by is the fact that, like, if I'm single and I identify myself as single, I'm going to be single, and I'm gonna
So you
maneuver
put a
like
ring on
so.
it.
Yeah, and or not even necessarily that, but until you step up to the plate, like, you know, a guy may not feel like dealing with me. They think I might be too much because I'm not cutting out as much time because you're not ringing whatever or doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I want to go out to eat tonight. Every time I go out to eat, I don't want to pay for it, you know. And if you're not, I'm gonna go out to eat with somebody that will. What they say,
Ooh.
if one man don't,
Ooh.
another man will.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
a red flag. That may
We
be a
can
red flag
take
for
notes.
some, but
We definitely need to take
He know
notes.
what he doing, okay?
yeah, that may be my red flag.
Why are you looking at me? I gotta tell my red flag.
Yeah, what is your red flag, Tina? We need to know.
I know. I think I'm very like nonchalant. Like I'm very like okay, fuck you. Like I think I get annoyed easily, but I have a little fear of commitment. That's probably my red flag. That's my red flag.
As your friend, I will say.
That's it. She's a runner. She's a track star.
She's a
That's
track
me.
Star.
I think I got better. Like my last relationship, I put myself out there and tried. I was very like I communicated, which is something I always don't do. But I'm in therapy.
But they still weren't shit, and it's just like my mom.
Absolutely, I was very.
You know what my mom says? She says
you're not even my normal type, and you still like did dumb shit. Like
you're gonna have to kiss a lot of frogs, unfortunately, to find your Prince Charming, and it sucks.
But it's hard for me because it's like I know how to be by myself too.
Same, I'm comfortable.
I'm very comfortable.
In my pee.
But you don't want to lose that being Delulu though, neither. I was gonna say that's the good thing when you're not Delulu. You can kind of actually be like happy all by yourself, which is like so. When I'm on like my not Delulu side, I love it because I'm like, But then when I am Delulu, I be like. If I do find myself being all by myself, I'm like, okay, well, I'll hit somebody else up, or I might see somebody else. You know what I'm saying? To see what's going on, just because I'm like in the move or whatnot. Yeah. So it is good to be able to like be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I can sit up by myself and I'll relax and I'll be cool or whatever. That is a benefit of not being Delulu. And then once you do go Delulu, you be like, you know what? I'm outside.
So what's your best Delulu tip?
Well, you can't give a fuck. That's first things first. Once you start,
I feel like I mastered that, but like.
I would say next to that is do what you want. Like do what you want and get what you want. You have to do it and get it. Like
so if a guy texts you and he says some dumb shit that you know is a lie, how do you react to that?
Go to somebody that's gonna tell you the truth. You want the truth, so go get the truth. That's what I would do. I'm not gonna.
So your Delulu is you are talking to like multiple guys.
Well.
Is that your Delulu?
No. Well, it depends. I have some people that I can be Delulu with, and then I have some people that I'm like, okay, yeah, no, bullshit. If you're lying, no. I'm gonna then they'll get a different Delulu.
But what if like something stupid, like, oh yeah.
Well, it depends. Like, is it like one of my
boy's toy? You lying about you being doing whatever, and I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you were doing. I believe it.
I'll feed into it. You want to lie to me?
Okay, that's
there it is.
Okay,
there it is. And that's hard for me because I'll be like, I'm not fucking stupid. Like,
well, you know,
because for me, like, okay, you don't text me because you're with another bitch. I feel like I could be on a date with a whole nother man and still be like, what's up?
But men always have to play a game.
Yeah.
And like, men, what did Sabrina Carpenter said? You don't have to lie to me because a girl will lie to herself if they like you. Tell me the fucking truth. Because if you say you got a girl and you still want to fuck with me, there are women out there that's still gonna fuck with you. Yeah. It ain't gonna be me, but you're gonna find a girl. So you playing all these games, doing all this extra shit. You making it harder on yourself.
Well, from a man perspective, I can say sometimes when you're preoccupied, and you're just a little preoccupied.
3 days.
Be preoccupied. Don't come to me.
But don't come to me with it. But don't come with excuses. Just be like, hey, what's up?
I have people that respond back days later, and that's because, like I said, I'd be preoccupied.
But don't like make him an excuse. Oh, I was drunk 4 days ago.
Men project their shit because men always be like, well,
I'm going through a lot.
You have a roster. You have a bunch of guys you talk.
Don't worry about what I'm doing over here, baby.
The whole time I be not talking to
anybody.
Well,
that one shouldn't know.
But don't worry about me.
If they're saying all that, then you don't know I have a roster. If anybody who's like saying I don't have a roster. What roster are you talking about?
That's what I always say. And I could have a motherfucking roster.
I'd be like, well, you better act accordingly because
but I could turn off so easily. It'd be like, what are you talking about? I might have 10 motherfuckers trying to talk to me and I don't like any of them.
I say, well, you need to act accordingly because you was at number 3. Now you at number 8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're just Tuesday, you know?
You're Tuesday dick, okay? But now you've been bumped to fucking Wednesday.
Oh, no. I can't fuck multiple men at once.
Oh, no.
I can't do that. I don't know.
I'm not even a serial dater. I don't like talking to multiple people. And I want to, oh, I have options. Or I'm
Big pimping.
I've been there before. Where I'm going to date this date. I'm going to date the next date. I'm going to date this. Like, it's exhausting.
So how are we going to be Delulu, guys? Like, what are we doing?
We're going to start Delulu chat, and he's gonna tell us what to do.
You go out. You may meet someone. You know, you don't have plans next weekend. Oh, we can go out. You don't have to fuck them. Go out, get a free meal, and then I don't know. Text him back 3 days later.
It's being Delulu, like going out and then like walking up to a guy at the bar and be like, "You're cute." Like, is that Delulu? Like,
no, that's going after what you want.
I never go up to guys and tell them they're cute.
Okay.
I don't go up to guys and say anything.
Like,
so
I thought being Delulu like, oh my god, how you're so cute. Like,
I wish I would. I wish I would. I might look at you, and if you look back, I'm cutting my
That's
head.
me too. Like,
and
I'm
then
not.
looking back to see if you're looking at me.
You know what?
Unless I'm fucked up, I might be. Like, the last time I was fucked up, I got this dude. I was like, oh, I liked how you went and broke up that fight. And he was like, oh, I was like, yeah, you're cute. And like, he gave me.
Did you run away after that?
Kinda, because he was trying to come over my house. And I was like, well, I guess that's what I gave. So I was like, whatever.
Listen, closed mouths don't get fed. When I was younger, I wouldn't talk to men. I would go out and I would really feel like, why do guys not like me? Because they would never come. Because men are very intimidated by me, you know? And I just would be like, oh, my girlfriends always got guys to ask them out. And I like really thought I was like ugly or some shit.
It's the energy you put off. You put off, you're not putting up with
well, that's a lot of guys
saying with me.
They were like, you are
because I've had friends who the guys always hit on her, but I'm just like,
because they're green.
You're a hot ass mess, and everybody can tell that you're a hot ass mess.
But a lot of my homeboys told me that they're like, Tina, you're seasoned. Some of these girls come off like green, like they can't play with them. They know they can't play with you. Yeah. But
they know a dusty bitch when they see a dusty bitch. You know what I'm talking about.
But I have learned though, like because the Aquarius is kind of hard to flirt for us. Like, I just feel like y'all
flirt by punching men in the arm. Like,
I don't punch people in the arm.
Unless you're drunk.
I insult them. Like,
I know you do.
I do, and they come back. Men love me. I mean,
Tina be like, they do. Why the fuck are you wearing that? Like, what? You better not. We being Delulu.
Oh.
All right. Final thoughts on Delulu. How are we moving forward with this Delulu summer?
We are. He's gonna be our coach.
He's setting up his Delulu right now.
He's setting
up his Delulu.
Go ahead and create a Delulu chat so we can come back to our Delulu coach. Delulu coach.
Delulu coach.
No, remember I said I wanted dinner?
I love it. He got his dinner waiting for him.
He's setting it up. He said tina, wrap it up. So, how are we living our Delulu summer? Final thoughts on this, Coach.
This summer, I think that first of all, I'm not taking anyone serious unless like you're coming with you have to be coming correct, and I can't even.
Don't come at all.
Yeah, pretty much, or no, just come and be Delulu. Like that's it. You can come be delusional with me if you want, because that's all I'm really looking for. We can have a good time. As a matter of fact, if we're equally delusional, baby, listen. Well, I don't give a fuck what you're doing when you're away. You don't care what I'm doing when I'm away. Yeah, perfection. That sounds like 2025 summer to me. Yeah, so.
If I had more drink in my cup, I'd be like, cheers.
I'll drink for you.
So I don't know if any of y'all are delusional. Never mind. Leave me alone. Don't.
Well, I'm going to try not to be as picky and annoyed. I'm just going to go with the fucking flow. Like he said, I'm not going to be like taking anybody seriously. You want to play games, like whatever. I'm not going to play back with you, but I'm not going to be affected by it.
And we're not wasting time, by the way.
Mind you, I haven't dated anybody in over a year, so I don't even know what that was
like. On a date last week.
Like, I'm talking about serious dating, like dating somebody, like dating, like damn near in a relationship. I had a situationship. So I'm just going to like not be as picky. I'm not dating anybody with a nose ring or dingly earring. That's not what I mean.
Now we can't go on a date.
He dressed like a trade, but he ain't no real trade.
The looks can be deceiving.
I said that I will let a nose ring go if it's a stud, but the dangly earring, I can't do it.
Or a pearl. Remember we saw when we were in Atlanta, there was a guy, he had pearl earrings on.
I can't do that.
And he was allegedly
the nose rings are kind of like Come on me now.
Tupac had a nose ring. Don't do that.
Tupac ain't cute to me either.
Yeah, she's not giving it up to Tupac.
I wouldn't. Especially if I saw him today, I'd be scared.
Oh my God, I would. I'd give it up to Tupac in a heartbeat.
I don't know. Nobody with a nose ring that look cute.
Really?
What?
Tupac?
I love Tupac.
I mean, I enjoy. He's cool, but
I love Tupac.
Attractive?
yeah,
Oh my God, he was. I think Tupac.
He was like
so
25
gorgeous.
and bald.
Yeah, I don't. The bald thing.
I feel like he was.
haven't really-
I feel like he seemed like when you look at what 25 is now and you look at like Biggie and Tupac, you're like,
oh, that was a man.
I'm giving
But
up
that
to
was a
Method
man.
Man, 92 Method Man, and 2025 Method Man. That's my man.
Yeah.
I like a man.
I would say those were
need
men.
that's because you got daddy issues and you like older men.
Now we have the same issue. Say no.
We all have the same issues. We all drink to that. Drink to that. I feel like
I don't like how you called me out on that shit.
I'm gonna own it too. I have daddy issues too. Damn, I tell you, I like guys that look like they used to sell drugs. Obviously, I have issues. No, I'm playing. But I feel like Delulu Summer, I feel like it's just being kind of more open to dating and love and not being closed off. And, maybe you just go with shit. It's like, if you're not together and somebody's doing shady shit, maybe you let it ride a little until, like, you guys are, like, really serious.
And then set the standards.
But it's just like, I'm going to just try to be a little more feminine and be a little more like, oh, okay. Yeah. Even though in my head I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. I know what you're fucking doing. But I feel like you got to be a little Delulu to have a little fun and to date,
So do you think that men like, because I know you said men like when you're a little bit mean to them. So, like, I feel like I'm a sweet girl, like, I'm nice, but do you think I should be a little bit more, like, shut the fuck up? Like, that's not fucking funny. I don't know. Like,
it depends on the man, because I feel like men always try to spin the block on me, and it's usually after I cuss them the fuck out and tell them about themselves. Like, some men like when you put them in their place. And other men, they'll be like, oh, you're too masculine, you're too this. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like you should just be yourself.
Be yourself,
that's the drug dealer men that she like part coming out. Because baby, once you give them that, oh yeah, they gonna come right back.
This Suge Knight over here, motherfucker.
That's what I'm like. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? If I don't like something, or I'm gonna speak my mind, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to come off as somebody else, because it's gonna annoy me down the road if you keep doing some dumb shit and I don't call it out, or like, so I try to just be myself, honestly.
But I feel like when I'm comfortable with a man, I can be very feminine, nurturing. I'll cook for my man. I do stuff like that. But some men don't know that side of me because they didn't get there.
But you can't give that side to
everybody.
You can't, because they don't deserve it.
Save that side for, like, the
when they give you what you need to feel protected.
Everyone else, they get.
You can put some shit together. You a manly man. Hello.
Yeah.
Change your fucking tires. Some of this shit turn me on.
Pay a motherfucking bill. What you say? Pay a motherfucking bill.
Pay a bill. Book a reservation.
Dick and dates.
Some shit to motherfucking together.
Oh my God.
Take me on a trip.
No, one thing, I have a friend that whenever I'm with him, he does not let me open a door. And like, let's say I accidentally open a door, he's gonna run and grab it, and he will not let me walk in behind him. Like, anywhere we go, he does not. He will not do that. And I just be like, oh my God. And sometimes I'll try to like intentionally kind of, and he be like, no. He be like, go. And I'm like,
I love that.
You my man. I called my gay best friend. He's like that too. He would carry my bags, and he opens the door for me, like everything. I'm like, I call my man. Because I feel like men don't do that.
I feel like I'm kind of your man.
He cooks for me. Yeah. Like everything, and I'm just like, men don't do something.
I cooked for you.
That's not bad. And
he be like, come here, come here.
I don't be feeling that. I don't get that. So I'm just like, this is my man. And if you see me post on Instagram when I say my man, I was talking about him. Yeah, he's an Aquarius too, Derek.
Everybody love us.
Yeah. Shout out to my man, Derek.
Everybody love us. We love our Sages, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, this was like, we went deep. We went to Lulu. We talked about TikTok and Drake. We kept it real this episode. Any final words?
This was fun. I like your setup, Tina. Like,
Yeah,
this is
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. Shouts out to Big Frank in the background.
Shout out to Rank on the
All
camera.
of it. The camera setup, the room, it is beautiful.
And we're not quite there yet, you know, but we looking a lot better than some of y'all other dusty.
All right now.
But yeah, I think, you know, just moving forward, you know, like my best advice in dating is just to be yourself. To be yourself, I think to be open, and maybe that's my definition of Delulu, because I just can't see myself being a dumb bitch. It's just not in me.
Because who are you talking to?
I'm like, what?
You have to find your right Delulu.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody's Delulu's different.
Yeah.
Got it.
I would say I like a dash of toxic, like a little dash.
You
like
pour the whole canister in.
And set it on fire. No, but I'm seriously. I think you just need to be open, and you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are out of our fucking drink.
So that means the podcast is over.
Thank you guys so much for coming through, and you know, you did your thing, and we're gonna need another espresso martini after this.
I will make y'all one.
But until next time, guys, take good care of yourself, live your Delulu summer, and